Wonderful. So I do a lot of different things. I do public speaking. As Terry mentioned, I've created spiritual freedom techniques, which are spiritual principles combined with energy work because we are both human and we are divine. And when you leave out one versus the other, things don't work very well. So energy works really well with our humanness, and spiritual principles and practices work well with our spirit, with our soul. And so when you combine them together, it works very well. So I've created 33 as of now, different practices on shadow work, forgiveness, prayer, meditation, things that are practical, succinct, and help people to reach deeper levels in their spiritual growth. I write, and I do a lot of groups, including what we're going to be doing tonight. So I'm going to tell you where this came out of. Months ago, prior to leading up to the election, I saw people responding to current events and politics in a way that I'd never experienced before. And I saw a lot of unhinged behavior. I saw people on Facebook fighting with family members and saying, I'm not going to be friends with you anymore because you believe differently than I do. Witnessed a lot of really crazy, erratic driving. Now, I live in West Orange. Very densely populated and usually crazy driving, but unlike I had ever seen before. I had seen political arguments between strangers in places like Whole Foods. And I said, I know exactly what these people need and I'm going to provide it. So I started doing election stress relief groups, which are now called political stress release groups, which I've been providing for a donation both online and in person to anyone that wants to come. And the purpose in that is that there's a couple of different purposes. One is that, the prevailing belief is that anything that's happening outside of you needs to be controlled for you to feel better. And that's not ever going to happen. There's no way that you can control enough things outside of you to make you feel better. So this is a way of looking at how do I maintain and balance my own energy field so that I can be in a place of peace. And not to be in a place of peace to go back to sleep, not to be in a place of peace so that you're not taking action on the things that are important to you. It's so that you can. It's because when people are filled with fear and despair and hopelessness, they're easily manipulated and not very effective in what they're doing in their practices, right? And regardless of what's happening in the world, we all have families and friends and careers and things in our lives that are important to us. And more, I'm seeing this pervasive despair that is going through and affecting people really dramatically. Mm-hmm. I actually posted something on Facebook about 5 or 6 weeks before the election, and I said, my prediction for in the weeks following the election is a lot of really sick people. And that's exactly what's happened. It's a prediction that I wish that I hadn't been right about, and it's not because I'm a psychic. I know how energy works. Mm-hmm. So I saw a lot of people with high stress levels, with high cortisol levels, with high levels of inflammation in their bodies, and of course this affects our immune system, leaving us open to all sorts of things that normally wouldn't get us down. And so, of course, there have been record numbers of flus and colds and viruses, and people aren't healing from them. People are, things that are bacterial are not responding to antibiotics, okay? So this is not fluffy. This is essential to our own well-being, that we maintain our energy field on a regular basis, that it becomes part of our hygiene, just like we shower and brush our teeth every day. Mm-hmm. We bring our energy back into balance and we deal with our emotions as they come up. And my other purpose in doing this is that I've been feeling something coming actually for a few years, and I've been speaking about it publicly for a number of years, that those of us that are conscious, awake, spiritual, tuned in, energetic, light workers, whatever you want to call that, but people who are just not phoning in their lives and are caring about wanting the world to work for everyone, are being called forth to be in service to other people. And that knowing is not intellectual. It's an absolute energetic knowing that I've had on a cellular level for a number of years now. So when I talk to groups of EFT practitioners, when I talk to groups of prayer practitioners, what I'm saying to them is, you're being called. So answer the call. You know, you're being called, so answer the call. And what I'm going to be doing with you tonight is enabling you to answer that call, whatever that looks like, because it's different for every single one of us. We all have our unique skills, gifts, and talents. We all are pebbles in a pond with a circle of influence that's unique only to us. And how that's going to look like being in service is going to be very, very different. And yet, when we're calm, when we're balanced, we can feel a great sense of purpose and can be feeling a great sense of purpose during this time of great uncertainty. I have to tell you, I'm not depressed at all, not in any way, shape, or form, and not because I don't care what's happening in the world. I care greatly. I've never felt more empowered in my entire life because I know what my role is. My role is to come into groups like this one and share exactly what I know that's going to enable people to feel strong, to feel powerful, and to be able to take action from that place. And so because I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, I'm not depressed. I feel great. I really do. I feel incredibly revitalized by what's happening. So we're not going to talk about what we think about politics. It doesn't matter what side or no side that you fall on the equation, because that's not what's important. What's important is that there are things that unify all of us, right? I think we can all agree that clean air and clean water are probably pretty good things, right? We may not agree on how to get those or ensure those, right? But there are certain basic things that all people pretty much agree about, okay? And so how can we come together and love one another even in our differences? How can we come together and accept people of differing beliefs? Well, we can only do it when we're not in a fight or flight crisis, when our energy field is not freaking out, when we're not feeling threatened by someone who feels differently than we do, when we're not feeling completely hopeless, and when our emotional triggers, our wounds that we carry within us, are not being triggered on an almost daily basis, okay? 200 years ago, we didn't know what was going on all over the world, right? We knew it was happening probably within a 2-mile radius of wherever it was that we lived, okay? And of course, that information was not speedy. It didn't get to us the way that it does now. We have access to information and images in a way that we never ever have. So with that comes a level of responsibility for accessing and being informed to the degree that you want to, but also being aware that if you're witnessing things that are traumatizing, your body is responding to it as if that trauma was happening to you. So that's something that you need to be aware of. So if you know that, and you have some things that can bring your body back into balance, you'll know what that feeling sensation is like in your body, and you can even use them in real time while you're watching the news, while someone is telling you a story, and it can make a really, really huge difference. Hi, welcome.
Hi, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I had a lot of trouble finding the place.
That's okay, no problem, welcome.
This is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle, nice to meet you. So, and I haven't even started with anything yet. I'm just sort of giving an introduction about what we're going to be doing this evening, okay? So what I did was I started doing these groups, and I found that people were drawn to them. As of now, I have conducted this type of work with people from 6 different countries. So know that it's not just people in the United States, it's people all over the world that are feeling a tremendous amount of fear and uncertainty because we are in a time of great change. That's the truth, right?
Yes.
And uncertainty can be really scary. So what we're going to be looking at are what are things that we can do to come back into balance. We're going to be doing some energy medicine, then we're going to do a group tapping exercise, okay? So tapping is otherwise known as EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. We're going to be tapping on parts of our body while we're focusing on one thing that we're currently upset about. And it doesn't have to be political or global. It could be a personal thing in your life. And nobody in the room is even going to know what it is that you're upset about. That's the cool part, all right? This work really honors and respects privacy, okay? So we're gonna do some things to lead up into it. I'm gonna pass out some scratch paper, okay, and then I'll tell you what we're gonna do when we get to that part. So you are gonna need something to write with. So if you don't have a pen, we've got some extra pens up here. And you're not gonna wanna put this in a journal. This is something that you're probably just gonna wanna throw away when you're done with. So I will pass it out in just a moment. So what we're going to start with are some energy medicine exercises. These come from Donna Eden, who is the godmother of energy medicine. And she has something called the daily routine that is an absolute life changer. I see, Bob, that you're nodding. So do you do the
I've
daily
done it
routine?
for probably 10, 15 years.
It's amazing,
It's been a
right?
long time.
It's an absolute life-changing exercises that you can do for yourself. Once you learn how to do it, it takes about 5 minutes,
Yeah, it's 5
okay?
minutes.
And right now on her Facebook page for the month of February, she's running a daily energy routine challenge. So every day for the 28 days of February, they have a different video of their faculty and Donna herself showing you the daily routine, and you can actually do it along with her, okay? When we start doing this stuff, it can feel like you're all thumbs, right? Because we're not used to touching ourselves in these kind of ways. But if you can do it over a couple of days, your energy field starts to respond. Your energy field starts to go, oh, this feels good. And when things feel good, we tend to do them, right? So if you can get in touch with the feeling of what it's going to be like when you leave this room tonight, I want everybody to just take a moment, close their eyes. And just tune into how you're feeling in your body right now. Think about the weather today. Maybe you came out and had an ice-encased car like I did. Think about trying to find the building and the location. Anything that you've got stressful going on, just in your current experience. And feel what that feels like in your body. You know, 3 major areas where we feel it are shoulders and neck, chest, and stomach. Those are those areas of great congestion that we're going to bring some flow to. Okay, you can open your eyes. So we're going to start with a few practices from the daily energy routine. Okay, the first one is called the 4 thumps. So we're going to be thumping on our body in 4 places using our fingers. Usually the middle 3 are the ones that we use. And the first points are right on the cheekbone. So we're under the eyes and on both sides of the nose. Okay, and we're going to thump. And for all the energy medicine exercises, we're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth.
Chris, is that music? Do you hear that? Do you want to turn that down?
Yeah, you can turn it down. That's fine.
Okay, here we go.
You're going to see me and hear me yawning a whole lot while we're doing this work. That's because a yawn is a very good indication that energy is flowing. So you're going to see me doing a lot. Not because I'm tired. I'm actually not tired at all.
So it's good to be tired.
It's good to yawn. I don't know if it's necessarily good to be tired. You can yawn independent of being tired. You can see Terry's yawning back there too. Okay, we're going to drop down to the second point. So you're going to find the collarbone, okay, and we're going to drop below it. We're going to be thumping on our upper chest. Okay, this is K27. We're going to use this in our EFT tapping. Corresponds to kidneys. Kidneys are all about life force. So much more than we give them credit for in Western medicine, okay? So I want you to breathe and blow it out. And breathe. And blow it out. And breathe. And blow it out. And breathe. And blow it out. And shake your hands out on that one. Okay. Next one is one-hander, right on the sternum. So it's right on the breastbone. This is the thymus point. This is really, really good for your immune system. And you're going to get a nice thump going there and breathe. And blow it out. And breathe. And blow it out. And breathe. And blow it out. And breathe. And shake the hands out. Okay, the last point, also an EFT point, you're gonna go under the arms about 4 to 6 inches. For ladies, it'll be right underneath where your bra strap is. You're gonna feel your ribs right along there. This one it's easier to do with a fist, okay? And you can also cross over like this if that's easier for you to do. And breathe. And as we're doing this one, I want you to say silently in your mind, coming into balance, coming into balance, coming into balance. And don't forget to breathe. And shake them out, shake them out. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to do a quick crossover. So we're going to take our right hand and put it on our left shoulder. If you need some extra support from your other hand, you can do that. Right where the muscle is, right where we hold that tension. Okay, you're going to give that a nice squeeze. Our triple warmer meridian runs through the shoulders. That controls the fight, flight, or freeze response, according to Chinese medicine. So we want to loosen that up by breathing in, blowing out. And on the next one, we're going to breathe in. And with some pressure, we're going to run that hand diagonally across the body and off of the opposite hip. Okay? Now we're going to take the left hand and put it on the right shoulder. Give it a nice little massage. Squeeze. Breathe in. Blow out. Breathe in. And on this one, as we exhale through the mouth, across the body and off of the hip. Okay? Now we're going to alternate back and forth. So breathe in, and as you exhale, run it across the body. You want to do it about 3 or 4 times on each side, and you can work at your own pace. Okay? But remember that when you're moving it across the body, it's like you're making a big X. You want to have some pressure. You're pulling the energy from one shoulder to the opposite hip. And what this does is it gets the left and right hemispheres of the body for the energy patterns to cross over. For a lot of us, we run what's called homolateral. When we run homolateral, 50% of our energy is not available to us. And not only that, it can exacerbate conditions like dyslexia or ADD or any kind of focusing or processing disorders. So know that this can make a huge difference. So if you're sitting down at the computer and you really need to focus on something and your mind's going all over the place, like it can tend to do when you're online, this is a good thing to do to help you bring focus. And literally, you could do it for 30 seconds, crisscross over, and get those patterns running in that direction.
How many times should you do it?
I usually do 5 to 7 times on each side, or until you go into a yawn. With all of the energy medicine exercises that we're doing, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Going into a yawn is a good indication that the energy blockage has been dissolved and that the energy is now flowing more freely. Okay? Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Caroline. Nice to meet you. I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So now we're going to do what's called the Wayne Cook. We're going to do the easier version of this one. At least it's easier for most people. So we're going to start by crisscrossing our ankles. So you're going to put your left over your right ankle just as we're sitting here. Okay? And you're going to stretch your arms straight out in front of you like you're a mummy. Twist your wrists so that the backs of the hands are facing each other. Then you're going to place the left hand over right. You're going to clasp your hands together like you're holding your own hand. And then you're going to turn it down and inside out. And rest the forearms and the fists against your body. Let your shoulders drop. I see a lot of this, okay? Relax. This is an exercise. It's a different kind of exercise we're doing today. And let's close our eyes and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, now we're gonna reverse. So start with the ankles. Right ankle's gonna go on top. You're gonna uncurl your hands and you're gonna reverse them. So the right wrist is gonna go on top, clasp them together and move them down and inside out and relax. Allow your body to hold your arms.
I did it wrong the first time. I reverse, even if I did it wrong the first time?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just pull it. Do it in the direction you didn't do it last time.
Okay.
Okay, and everybody breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, nice work, everybody. What a difference. All right, we're going to finish this one by uncrossing everything, feet and and hands. And you're going to bring just your fingertips together, okay, with space between your fingers and the palms of your hand. And we're going to bring this up and sit up nice and straight here. And place the thumbs in between your eyebrows and close your eyes and breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Oh, I see some yawning going around the table. It's good news for me. All right. And we're going to separate the hands and shake them out. Both sides. Shake them out. Nice. Okay. Last energy medicine exercise we're going to do for this section is called the crown pull. So I want you to imagine that there's a line that goes up through the middle of the forehead, across the middle of the top of the head, and goes down the middle of the back of the head to where the neck meets the shoulders. We have a central and a governing meridian that go up the front and back of the body. They are the master meridians that all of the other meridians that correspond to the organs connect to. So when we balance those, it can make really a huge difference for us. This is going to help with also having the left and right hemispheres of the brain connecting. When we're stressed out, left brain takes over. Okay, it's our survival mechanism to focus on what's wrong in trying to find a problem, a solution. It's built into our mechanism. It's our survival, okay? Yet, solutions come from the right brain, okay? So when we're strictly using our left brain and those two hemispheres are not communicating the way that they need to, you're going to have a lot less chance of accessing the solutions that come from the other side, okay? So we're going to take our fingertips. We're going to line them up in the middle of our forehead. We're going to press them in, and the left hand's going to go left, right's going to go right, and we're going to spread it across and down over by the temples, and we're going to shake it out. Okay? Now we're going to move along that line. So now we're going to be starting in the hairline. So we're going to press in, and we're going to pull down on both sides of the head towards the ears, and we're going to shake it out. Anybody have headaches, migraines? This could change your life. I've gotten people off migraine medication using this exercise alone. Press in, pull down on both sides, and shake it out. And you're going to move to the back of the head. Press in the center. Move on both sides, and shake it out. And even the back of the head, press in, and pull on both sides, and shake it out. And when you get to the back of the neck, you're going to press into the middle of the back of the neck, okay? And I want you to just watch me for a second. You're going to press in, pull down on both sides, and then you're going to end with your hands on top of each other on your upper chest, okay? And close your eyes after you do that and breathe in And blow out. And breathe in. And blow out. Nice. Nice work, everybody.
Is there a difference which hand is on top?
No, not that I know of. Usually people go with whatever feels more comfortable when you go into that position. With most things in energy medicine, we do one side or the other. With that one, it doesn't matter. We just set them like this. So now I'm going to pass out these little sheets of paper. So everybody's going to need a pen. Okay, I'm going to actually give you a few and you can pass them around. Give you a stack, pass them around. I want you to start thinking about stuff that's bugging you. What's bothering you right now? Okay? We started out with this introduction talking about current events and the things that are troubling people in the world and how it's affecting everyone deeply. And of course you may have some personal things that are bothering you right now, or a physical pain that may be bothering you right now. I want you to give everything a phrase and write it down. We're not looking for paragraphs here. So if you have, say, sharp pain in your right ankle, that's what you're going to write down. Sharp pain in right ankle. If you're experiencing headaches, you're going to put headaches.
Is any of these seats available?
Sure, yeah. You want to move up?
How about on that side?
Yeah, I'm
This way,
just, here, I'm
this
using
way,
this for my purse. You're welcome to take it. Here, I'll move this over here. So I want you to come up with a minimum of 5 to 7 things that are currently stressing you, physical or emotional. And I want you to include that news story, that meme, that Facebook post, that social media thing, that judgment, that law, the things that are currently that you're struggling with that are making you feel frustrated, angry, hopeless, sad. That's what we're looking for. And you're just going to give it a phrase or a description. Angry about the discussion with my mom. Upset about the argument with my daughter. Mad about what somebody said to me in the parking lot at the supermarket. Whatever that is.